Good morning, Cullman. Thank you for joining us on Cullman Today. I'm your host, Dustin Isom, and today is Friday, August 28th. Coming up on Cullman Today, Alabama's new Beau's Law sets new standards for dogs kept outdoors, and Cullman police are urging owners to review the requirements. Plus, full state funding for school transportation could free up more than $3 million a year for school systems in Senate District 4. And Cullman is changing its curbside recycling program with new rolling carts and a monthly fee beginning next year. All this plus your sports, weather, 4 and 4 and more. So now let's take a closer look at the top stories happening in Cullman today. The Cullman Police Department is reminding dog owners about new care, shelter, and tethering requirements that take effect October 1st under Alabama's Beau's Law. Sponsored by Senate President Pro Tem Garland Gudger, the law requires adequate food, clean water, and shelter for dogs kept outdoors. For dogs kept tethered or confined outdoors, shelters must protect them from the weather and provide enough room to stand, turn around, and lie down. Shade and cold weather bedding must also be provided when needed. The law limits tethering as well. Dogs generally cannot be tied directly to stationary objects unless an exception applies, and logging chains, choke collars, and pinch collars are prohibited from tethering. Violations carry increasing misdemeanor penalties, and owners may also be responsible for boarding and veterinary costs. Law enforcement may remove a dog believed to be in life-threatening danger when probable cause exists. The law includes exceptions for certain agriculture and hunting dogs, service animals, and some temporary restraint. Cullman County Animal Control Director Rodney Bannister previously said defining adequate shelter gives agencies a clearer standard when responding to complaints. The Cullman County Animal Shelter has also encouraged residents who may struggle to comply to reach out for help. CPD is asking owners to review the law before October 1st. And in education, rural school systems could soon keep millions of dollars that have previously gone toward transportation. Senate President Pro Tem Garland Gudger says Alabama's full funding of public school transportation could free up more than $3 million each year for school systems in Senate District 4. For years, many systems have used local education dollars to cover the gap between state transportation funding and the actual cost of operating school buses. Cullman County Schools Superintendent Dr. Shane Barnett said the district has operated transportation in the red for decades, pulling from limited resources that could have gone toward other needs. Barnett thanked Gudger and local lawmakers Heath Albright, Cindy Myrex, and Tim Wadsworth for making transportation funding a priority. And meanwhile, Cullman residents who use curbside recycling have a decision to make before the city changes the service next year. Beginning February 1st, 2027, curbside recycling will become optional and cost $10 per month per cart. Participants will receive a 96-gallon rolling cart, replacing the current blue bins. Residents who want to continue curbside service must submit a sign-up flyer or application to the Sanitation Department by September 18th. Those who do not enroll can continue using regular trash carts, while free drop-off recycling will remain available to city residents at the Cullman Recycling Center at 925 Convent Road, Northeast. Accepted materials will remain paper, cardboard, plastics numbers 1 and 2, tin, and aluminum. The city said instability in recycling markets and higher transportation and processing costs led to the change. The Sanitation Department will collect old blue bins placed at the curb January 25th through 28th. For more information, contact the Cullman Sanitation Department at 256-737-7560. Coming up, Cullman hosts rival Hartselle, Cold Springs opens its season against Vinemont, and several other local teams look for Week 2 wins. Sports is next. Welcome back. Week 2 of high school football features several county matchups, along with one of North Alabama's longtime rivalries, as Cullman hosts Hartselle tonight. The 0-1 Bearcats are coming off a close loss at Beau. Hartselle is 1-0, and Cullman has won 9 of its last 31 meetings with the Tigers. Head coach Trent Walker expects a physical matchup at Oliver Woodard Stadium. Cold Springs opens its season at home against 1-0 Vinemont, which rolled past Falkville 48-0 last week. Eagles head coach Brendan Vos said his players are ready after a hard offseason of preparation. Fairview hosts Hayden in its first home and region game after a dramatic comeback win at West Point. Hayden fell to Glencoe 35-8 last week. West Point travels to Claiborne County, which shut out Etowah 21-0 in its opener. Head coach Kevin McCravey said the Warriors are focused on correcting mistakes and finishing. Good Hope travels to AP Brewer after a close loss to Plainview. Brewer lost 46-0 to Priceville. Hansville visits Tanner, looking for its first win in nearly 2 years after falling 59-28 to Carbon Hill. Addison hosts Lynn after an opening with a 48-0 win over Winston County, while Meek faces Winston County, with both teams seeking their first victory. Holly Pond is off the week after starting 1-0. Still ahead, Fairview hosts its first car and craft show. A longtime Cheeseball tradition returns Sunday. Leaders remember Roy Drinkard, and Cullman County Parks looks ahead to fall and holiday events. Your 4 and 4 is next. Welcome back. Now it's time to speed things up with the news rundown. 4 stories in under 4 minutes. The Fairview Senior Center will host its first car and craft show Saturday from 8 a.m. till 2 p.m. at Randall Shed Community Park. The fundraiser will feature a car show, 32 craft vendors, and 4 food trucks. Car show awards include Best Paint, Best Interior, Best Pickup, and Overall Winner. Proceeds benefit the Fairview Senior Center. Anyone interested in participating can call 256-796-6714. And another weekend tradition returns Sunday in Cullman, this one with 9 flavors to sample and a history stretching back nearly 4 decades. Grace Episcopal Church women will host their annual Cheeseball tasting tea from 1 until 4 p.m. at the Arnold House at 305 Arnold Street Northeast. The group is in its 38th year of Cheeseball sales, with proceeds supporting the Committee on Church Cooperation, Good Samaritan Health Clinic, Pilot Light Home, Cullman Caring for Kids, and Hope Horses. And today, as Roy Drinkard is laid to rest, leaders across Cullman and Alabama are remembering the friendships, service, and legacy he leaves behind. Drinkard died Sunday at age 106. The World War II veteran, businessman, and developer was the last surviving member of Cullman's Flying 50 and was recognized at his death as the nation's oldest living U.S. Marine. St. Bernard Preparatory School remembered its 1938 graduate as a beloved alumnus. The Cullman County Commission highlighted his work with Drinkard Chevrolet, Drinkard Development, the Flying 50, and the Industrial Development Board, along with his support for local schools. Governor Kay Ivey remembered Drinkard as a friend and American hero. U.S. Senator Tommy Tuberville highlighted his role in Cullman's economic growth, while U.S. Representative Robert Adderholt remembered him as a veteran, businessman, philanthropist, and friend. Wallace State also remembered Drinkard for decades of support for education and scholarships. At age 105, Drinkard summed up his philosophy with the words, "Love one another as I have loved you." His funeral will be held today at 1 p.m. at Tom Drake Coliseum at Wallace State in Hanceville, with interment to follow at Cullman City Cemetery. And finally, Cullman County Parks and Recreation has a full calendar of family events stretching from Labor Day weekend through Christmas. The 30th annual Sweet Tater Festival will be September 6th through the 7th at Smith Lake Park with live entertainment, food, contest, arts and crafts, and a car show September 7th. Smith Lake Park will host Camp-O-Ween October 31st from noon until 8 p.m. with rides, food trucks, activities, and campground trick-or-treating. Holiday events begin November 19th with Run Run Rudolph at Sportsman Lake Park. The 24th annual Winter Wonderland Christmas Light Display opens November 20th with drive-through lights, a Christmas train, Santa visits, and weekend horse-drawn carriage rides. Additional details will be announced later. And that's your 4 stories in under 4 minutes. After the break, we'll remember those we've lost this week, then take a look at a warm and mostly sunny weekend ahead. Let's take a moment to remember those we've lost this week. Roy Henry Drinkard, 106 of Cullman, passed away Sunday, August 23rd. Funeral service will be today at 1 p.m. at Tom Drake Coliseum at Wallace State Community College, with graveside service and interment to follow at Cullman City Cemetery. Jennifer Johnson, 39, recently passed away. No services are scheduled at this time. Our thoughts and prayers go out to their friends and families. We may see some fog early this morning, but after that, we're looking at plenty of sunshine today and through the weekend. Let's take a look at your forecast. Today starts with some areas of fog before 9 a.m., then turns mostly sunny with a high near 89. Tonight will be mostly clear with a low of around 67. Tomorrow looks mostly sunny with a high near 90, followed by mostly clear skies tomorrow night and a low around 69. Sunday stays mostly sunny with a high near 90. Sunday night will be partly cloudy with a low around 70. And that wraps up today's edition of Cullman Today. Thank you for sharing your morning with us, and remember to follow us on social media and visit CullmanTribune.com for the latest from our community. We'll be back bright and early Monday morning at 6:30 a.m. Until then, I'm Dustin Isom with Cullman Today. Have a great day, Cullman.